at the Midnight Rabbit Hole. Much
Oh my God, so much going on.
I'm Willie P, your host, and my co-host is... Today we're going to talk about a couple things. We got a discovery found on the moon of Saturn. That's overwhelming. Then we have the tragedy ocean submarine.
Submersible.
Yeah,
submersible.
You know.
Can't say it. Submersible.
Zuckerberg and Elon Musk want to duke it out. That's going to be interesting. We also have lab-grown chicken. Who wants to try that? Who wants to be the first to try that?
I'm in. I'll try it. I'll try anything.
We also got the woman jailed for killing her children, all 4 of them. But she's released. Because
this is
wasn't
out
her.
of Australia.
Yeah, it wasn't her. It was something just more, I guess, simpler than that. I don't know. It wasn't a person.
Yeah,
that killed him. And then we have the woman who killed her husband, wrote a children's book with their kids.
Kouririchins, yeah.
Got famous.
She's on trial right now for poisoning her husband with fentanyl.
Right, but she wrote what the book was about, grief.
Yeah. She didn't even write it. There. Also,
right.
She had a ghostwriter.
Oh, really?
Write it. Yeah.
So wrote about the grief of her husband dying with their children, but lied because she did it. We're gonna play a little clip.
It's awful. She has a 6-year-old, a 9-year-old, and an 11-year-old. I think 11. Yeah, 13 or 11. I think he's 11.
Really? Okay. And
all boys, and now they don't have their father.
So she's on a show explaining the grief, though.
Yeah. So this is before it had been found out that she was a. Suspect.
Let's see.
Yeah, so before anybody knew that she was a suspect, she's on this show, and come to find out. Well, hold on. Come to find out, she reached out to them. She didn't pay anything because there was stories going around that she had actually paid to get on this show. But she had somebody ghostwrite this book about grief, and then she shopped it around to local channels. And this channel was like, "Hey, we need a new segment." And this lady lost her husband. Yes, let's do a sad story about this shit. And so they brought her on, and this is what transpired. And now everybody in retrospect is looking back at this interview and really breaking her, all right, let's down.
Watch it. Let's watch.
Completely took us all by shock. And we have 3 little boys, 10, 9, and 6. And, you know, my kids and I kind of wrote this book on the different emotions and grieving processes that we've experienced last year, and hoping that it can kind of help other kids
but she still has her jacket on,
deal with this and kind of find happiness some way or another,
and to make sense and process. I'm sure you felt that going through and trying to explain it and articulate it for you and your boys.
Yes, exactly. And so I've done I'm new to all of this, so kind of doing all, research and reading books and things to try and understand, not only how to grieve as a widow, as a wife, but also, with my kids, how to help them.
Yeah, I want to know what your reaction to what she says is, because I definitely have thoughts. Because you're kind of picking up on, I think, some of the important things she says there. How to grieve.
Yeah, just no, I'm gonna agree. She just. Ooh, that's fakeness. Like,
she's literally saying she hasn't grieved. She's literally saying she's trying to learn how that looks.
Straight face.
Yeah.
I mean, she's not really selling it. She's not like crying or nothing. So I don't know. I thought it was gonna be like really extra out, but she's just like, yeah, it's like a business. I'm just
on trial. She's crying.
But I think it's for her more, life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. That's what it really looks like.
God, that's crazy. People out there like this, straight face and everything.
Oh my God. Fentanyl. It's all in text messages. And she blamed it on, so she had a failing real estate business, and she had a maid service, a cleaning service. And one of the ladies that worked for her, she knew kind of had like a sketchy past. So she's literally in text messages reaching out to this girl and saying, can you get me fentanyl? Can you get me the kind that Michael Jackson had? I need stronger. This this time. So clearly she tried to poison him and it didn't work. Because she says she's telling the maid that she needs it for a client, a real estate client. Yeah, she's telling the girl who does the cleaning service for her, hey, can you get me some of that fentanyl stuff?
They have killer fentanyl for sale?
Yeah, dude. Well, she's like, I need stronger stuff. I need the Michael Jackson
really
stuff.
It's going to kill you? Okay, wow.
Because obviously, it sounds like she's tried it before. She tried it once.
That's what they said.
Because did they?
Well, no. Oh, from that text message, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, she literally was like, I need some stronger stuff this time. He wants some stronger stuff, her client, who she says she's giving it to. And then, lo and behold, her husband dies from fentanyl poisoning after she gives him a drink. She gave him a Moscow Mule.
I wonder if the drink makes it stronger or something when you mix it in or something.
It makes it probably taste less. Like you don't even know it's in there.
Well, wasn't it something that the husband told a friend? Like, I think she's trying to kill him.
Yes. Yeah, because he had a sandwich. She made him a sandwich, and he ate the sandwich.
Why the fuck are you taking anything from her after that? Like, I was making all my own shit, and it's probably going to be hidden where the ingredients are at. Like, that's crazy.
How sad that you married someone.
I'm out of here. I'm going to be out of there before. Once I feel like that, I'm out of here.
He's the one with the money.
So I guess it was a big thing over, like, she wanted to do something with the money. And
they had a prenup. Yeah. So I guess, this is all hearsay, right? I don't. Money. But apparently, they definitely did have a prenup. But the word on the street, the hearsay part of it, that I don't really have any cooperation for or factual basis, but allegedly he sort of presented it to her on the day of the wedding, which I do think is kind of fucked up. So apparently on the day of the wedding, he presented her with a prenup and said, we're not getting married unless you sign this. And it literally said,
something was funny.
Why are you marrying her?
Well, he just, in case. Right there, she was like, I'm going to kill this motherfucker.
She's like, yes, dude, she probably. She was like, I'm going to have a bunch of kids for insurance. And she also took out life insurance policies on the children.
Wow, she don't kill the kids.
Now, I have two possibilities here in my head. Either she did that to make the extra life insurance policy she took it on him look like a normal thing their family does. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, we have it on everybody. Or she was going to kill him.
She was like, which one? I could just do one of the kids, get the money, and that'll help my business.
Because she was desperate for business. Or, like, her money was her business was failing.
And then I could write a book. It would be better if I did like that. I write a book.
I don't think she planned the book before he died, but I think after it happened, it was like, how can I make more money?
Who knows? She's with a straight face. Yeah, so, like, what's going on through her mind? Is, like, any guilt going through there? Like, I am a lying motherfucker
she's
right
telling his family, she's telling his family she's grieving too much to do anything. Meanwhile, she's already, and this is, like, within the first 5 days of him dying or whatever. It's a really close amount of time. She's too grieving to do anything, but she's already signed and closed on a $2 million house.
Yeah, and then partied or something, right? Like, or something.
I don't know about party.
They partied when she signed or something like that.
Yes, maybe. Yeah. Yes.
Wow. Yeah, that's
threw a party. She did. Yeah. She's too grieving, but I like just the whole her persona. People apparently have been commenting on it, and it struck me immediately that she didn't even take her jacket off. Like her body language, the uncomfortable
We need to get somebody that reads body language to see if they can. Like,
there's something about not taking, like, you're not going to stay a while. You're uncomfortable. You want to come and go.
She has the legs crossed.
You're not committed to it. You know,
like how her hand is. Something ain't
it's just uncomfortable.
That's a lying motherfucker right there. Look at her. Everybody look.
I mean,
that's
apparently
what a lying
the ladies,
motherfucker look like.
The ladies, so I think what we were watching before, the ladies actually have a whole thing where they talk about what they felt even in that moment. These two ladies, and they said even in that moment we spoke to each other in private, saying it just felt strange, like she didn't,
like she was, and they just robotic.
They sort of chalked it up to everybody grieves differently. Everybody has their own way of grieving, and so they just sort of like tossed it aside. But in retrospect, they're like, we sensed something was off.
Well, they say it's easy to say that after.
I know, but they said that they kind of communicated it to each other in the moment. Like, didn't she feel a little strange? And then they sort of chalked it up to everybody grieves differently. But
interesting.
Yeah, dude.
Is that no tears?
Yeah. No tears.
Damn.
You won't see her cry like the entire anytime she's documented until the trial. And I don't really notice tears. Everyone's saying that they do see real tears. Maybe I haven't. It's not one of the trials. It's not like Murdoch where I like sat down and watched every second. Oh, okay. So maybe I'm missing some things. Yeah, but I don't. I see her nose is red and her eyes are her eyes are red a little bit, but I don't really see tears.
Now look at this. Look at the difference on this woman's face. This is the woman that was like her 4 kids died, and she went to jail for it. She's like, I don't believe the justice system. 4 kids died, not at the same time, but it was like, okay, the next one.
Every time she had a brand new baby? Is that what happened?
I don't think it was right. Maybe I need to look that up, but basically it wasn't like all at once, but they was like, okay, come on.
Did she ever have a surviving baby is what I wonder. Did she ever have one that didn't
So they're like, you did it? Come on. If I was looking at it like, hey, come on, you killed your babies. What, they just all died? So that's what they thought, but guess what? It was a fucking genetic mutation, rare as fuck. Look at this face. That looks like a real something ain't right. I mean, I guess you going to jail, but that looks like grief. Some crazy
That looks
shit.
like grief to me.
Okay, look what she says. Here we go. Let's see.
The New South Wales woman found guilty of murdering her 4 children. Caleb, Patrick, Sarah and Laura died separately between 1989 and 1999.
Separately.
They were all under the age of 2.
Years.
Kathleen Folbig, who spent 19 years in jail, has always maintained her innocence.
Can you imagine that, being wrongfully convicted and being in prison for 20 years?
Now, at that point, you're like, evidence in this inquiry was about a genetic variant that Kathleen Folbig shared with her daughters, both of whom died. Why is that evidence so significant? Why is it so important? What does it tell us about the possibility of what happened to the girls in particular?
Yeah. So there's always been a little ambiguity in terms of the precise cause that killed these children. So the genetic evidence is now bringing a known cause to the deaths of the children, and that's what has been the impetus for this inquiry and has been examined in depth at this inquiry.
Oh man, I mean that right there, being in jail for something that you didn't do, and then for a long ass time,
is awful.
It's fucking like one of the worst things ever. Because
she was pardoned after 20 years. They did pardon her.
They released her, right? Okay,
yeah, you're right.
Okay,
so she just was pardoned.
Yeah. They knew that shit was wrong, and they was like, "Man, what? This is some weird shit."
June 5th.
Huh?
June 5th.
Recently,
this month.
Yeah. So the news came out, but yeah.
Wow.
Imagine that shit.
I mean, your husband's probably left you thinking you're a baby killer.
Well, I don't even know that situation. Like, if the husband was around, I'm thinking the husband was around because he would know that she didn't do it, right? He'd be like, no, I don't know why this shit happened. See if she has a husband.
I know, I'm trying to look. What is a Nee? Nee Donovan. Maybe that's like her other surname. It looks like. Well, here's also what I thought about. I'm just trying to find what it's called. Imprisoned, no direct evidence. Wait, by her discovered personal diary, but in a personal diary she'd also just like kind of said some morbid things about harming the children.
Really?
And that's also why they were so quick to convict her. But she was, I mean,
she still did it. Who knows?
Yeah, claiming the witches inside.
That's weird, right there.
Not scientific.
I mean, I know people had those thoughts. I guess what is it called? When the women be going through that shit. But
postpartum
depression. Why you gonna keep having kids then?
I know. That's why I don't think so. Well, because some people in some demographics and areas don't believe in birth control, and so then you're also trying to please your spouse and maybe lying to them. People are very passive, and it's stupid. And women get themselves in situations oh my god, I've seen it all. Like I've seen it often where people are just trying to please people and not speak up, and it is dumb as hell. But I still can't get the name of this shit, like what it was. But what I also just thought of is, let's say let's just assume she is innocent. But not only are you not believed, but you've just, for the last 10 years of your life, been grieving the loss of child after child, then accused of their murders, and then wrongfully placed in prison. I mean, it's so compound what happened to her.
Yeah.
If we are assuming that she's innocent, no wonder her face looks like that. Are you fucking kidding me?
Right, like, fuck, I don't believe this shit is happening.
Like, you know, guys, like, you should smile more. Like,
Right.
you mother, like, you shouldn't beat the fuck out of her. Like,
I mean, that's the type of shit. If
you never know what people are walking around with, but that is heavy.
Right, that's the type of shit. Like, if you believed in God and you was in jail for no reason for a couple years like that.
But before that, having to go through loss after loss after loss. Unexplicable.
Well, yeah, on top of that.
And nobody can help you. No doctor can tell you why.
Bad in your past life or something like that. That's fucking
that's
hell,
awful
ain't
to
it?
say that to someone.
I'm just saying, like, what the fuck? I'm gonna say that.
You must have deserved it. You must have deserved it. That's terrible.
So yeah, that's pretty bad. I don't know if that's as bad as what I want to talk about next is this fucking billionaires dying in a fucking submarine.
Oh my god.
Like, how bad would that? I guess so. Before I was like, man, they were just lost and they knew they were gonna die and it was taking hours and they were gonna like suffocate to death.
Yeah.
That would have been miserable. But now new evidence shows they like it was instantly they were dead. So it wasn't that bad, even though they still.
There's like a 20% chance that a few of them may have recognized the sound of the air pressure.
I think it's pressure is like
they may have had a half a second warning to those who were like savvy enough to catch on to it at most. You know, the researchers and
so they saying they actually sensed it. They can sense it.
There is a 20%, and I'm only
still not
saying
long
20.
and slow. It's still not long and slow.
No. What I'm telling you is, at most, maybe two of them that were on board heard, maybe like made eye contact with each other, and then they were gone, ashes. It would have been like us, like we look at each other,
they have a
and we're
video
gone.
on how it really probably would have happened. But at first, I was thinking like, damn, I thought about the worst ways to die before, but I never thought about that one. And I was like, I think that's it. Like, you're just floating, constantly floating, and you lose contact with the upper world, and you're underwater, and you're just gonna fucking lose.
I thought about this for many days as we were looking for them.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'd want to go quickly because I would still be holding on to hope.
No,
right?
Hell, you'll go crazy. I can already see it right now. You'll lose your fucking mind and be, oh my gosh, we're gonna die. You'll probably die off of some, just fucking panic and shit. But to me, it's like if you were in space and you were in a space thing and the rope let go and you just drifting through space.
That's my nightmare.
That it's kind of as bad as that though.
Do you know that you really can't maybe one Chinese astronaut and one cosmonaut from Russia? That like is how they went.
Oh, for real? No.
There's really only like 3 people in the world.
I don't think nobody died like that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, we can look that up because I went down that rabbit. No. Yeah.
Okay, we'll have to find that out.
They did lose a cosmonaut at one point. Yeah. So we don't know.
Ooh.
We can assume.
But what you mean? If they were gone, what you mean? Assume what? Right. So
that's what I mean.
It's the same thing in the submarine. You lose air, so you'd be floating, right? Your air, so you slowly lose the air, but then out there it's super cold, so you're like freezing to death too. So it's in the sea. You're under the water. You can't move in a submarine. You're just drifting down. Time is going, and you're like, we lost contact. We're gonna die. And you got a little kid, a 19-year-old there. Oh my gosh, Dad, I don't want to die. Like, that seems miserable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it wasn't like that. It was kind of fast. Look at this. So this is how this would have went.
But yeah, God, that's awful. Oh my God.
So it's going down.
I can't imagine.
Look, it's going down. Bam, and it just.
Play that again. Holy shit.
You're pretty much smashed together like that.
Oh my God. I can't believe you found this because I looked for something like this. I couldn't find it.
Going down and smash. So they didn't die a slow, painful death. It was pretty fast.
Yeah, it literally folded up like a fan.
Better than what I was thinking, because I'm like, that's horrible. They think it, and then they think they will get saved. They never come, and so you run out of breath.
Because all the banging they were talking about, there's banging. We're hearing banging. Can you imagine they're out there like banging?
Yeah. Well, nobody can hear you down there. They can't.
They can. No. They had those sonar buoys.
They were acting
sonar
like they were like, they couldn't hear no shit.
No, they definitely can. They definitely the military heard the explosion when they, now knowing when it happened, when they rolled it back, they said they reported a noise, not even knowing these people were out there at the time, but it's in the logs at the now known time that they would have exploded.
Yeah, explosion is different than a banging on the fucking submarine.
But it was every 30 minutes.
No, that was false.
Yes,
that part was different. That wasn't even. There was nothing.
You're right. Like looking back on it,
nobody's gonna hear this shit. But so so there, yeah.
You're like playing a song.
But look, this is so crazy too that the I don't know which news I was watching, but like, I think they didn't make it. So is it too fast to talk about a movie about it? I'm like, is that how it is now? Like it's going to be a movie. Then I don't know how you can make a movie about that. I guess they're going to make it about the billionaire's life because they're billionaires, so I'm sure they have some interesting shit.
Dude,
but
you can definitely make one.
Right
I didn't
away,
even think about that, and
they thought about it right away. But it's only an hour and 45 minutes. If it was like 2 days, it would be a movie where they're like in the submarine, like, I need water bad. Okay. Dude. And our one dude went crazy and was like, let's choke him. He's taking all the air. Kill him. He's taking the air.
He's freaking out. He's in anxiety. You know that he's stealing our oxygen. We only have these many hours. Totally. Yeah.
But even then, they said, in that little shit, they couldn't really move. Oh, no, they couldn't sit down. So they're all standing the whole time.
No, they're sitting. They can't stand.
Was it? You sure?
Yeah. They had to take their shoes off and they're standing like.
Okay, so they couldn't move.
They're sitting like this, like opposite and intertwined. Like
so really
someone's legs are here, someone's legs are here, someone's legs are here, someone's legs are here.
Right. Okay. Yeah. That's just crazy. Yeah, that's
you'll see it on the video that I have. So I found this. I don't know if he just posted it yesterday because the people that I'm like watching channels of who are talking about this stuff. I just found it yesterday. This I don't know if he's like his parents are billionaires or whatever, but this kid from Georgia was supposed to be the third expedition on this thing, and it ends up and he starts the video of like, this was my experience on the trip to Titanic on the OceanGate.
TikToker. There was a TikToker.
He's a social media guy.
Yeah, there was a TikToker that was on that like the previous.
But he never actually got to go down there.
They were just showing the top. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
But he made it seem like he did until the very end.
He selling shit.
But he captured one-on-one interviews with all of them, even P.H. Nargile, the guy on the very end, so who was the explorer who was hired to go on these excursions because he could talk about the Titanic and give people information as they went. He's got him in his videos in the background, and it is so, for me, he's the saddest one because he was employed to be there and he was an enthusiast and he had gone down on 30 different experiences seeing the Titanic. I mean, I guess like his odds were not that good at that point, but he was the one who was employed to be there and evaporated, And the 19-year-old. It's so sad because he didn't even want to be there.
That just happened. Like I thought of it totally different when they were like slowly knowing they were going to die. They had billions of dollars. That's that's a horrible thought. I had the best life in the world. I'm gonna die.
Can I get some Wi-Fi and see who to leave it to? So Stockton Rush. Here's what I think is the worst part, and I learned this yesterday. And let me tell you, I went just like I always do, deep down this rabbit hole from day one. So the second it happened, I needed to learn everything about implosions, everything about whatever this OceanGate was, and all the things. So why can I never remember what they made the fucking pressure hole out of?
Titanium.
It was titanium. It was carbon fiber. It was carbon fiber and titanium. That's what they did. And carbon fiber was the thing that did them in, which he had been warned about 1 million times. Here's what I find really fucked up and inexcusable. Because people are really mean on social media right now about this whole thing, and I think it's really, honestly, I think it's fucked up. But he is culpable, and this is why, in my opinion. So obviously he's the owner of the company. He created this. He's the one that did not do the checks and did not put the checks in place after being warned and warned time and time again. And not only that, he's started this tourism excursion as a way to fund his research. So he was reaching out to wealthy people and selling them these tickets, knowing full well that he had not insured it. He had not done the proper testing to make sure that it could withstand all of these dives. And he is literally giving the hard sell to these people. So one of these guys that he was trying to get to go on the trip, he literally offered him a last chance bargain bin price to get on the excursion. And he was like, half off. If you go today, half off. Like
I think they were paying like $250,000, right?
Yes, and he literally reached out to this guy and was like, "If you accept today, you can go half off." And the guy was like, "I'm just a little worried about these things." And he's like, "Listen, it's so safe, NASA engine," and he's talking the guy into going.
Yeah,
I feel like that's
this
fucked up.
Yeah, well,
I feel like
he went on
people,
it. Doesn't matter. You can't.
No, he didn't. The guy didn't go.
Oh,
That's why he's talking about it and sharing the text messages. No, I'm talking about somebody that he reached out to a previous time that he was going to go down.
No, I'm talking about the guy that
trying to make money.
guy that selling this died, right? You talking about?
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I'm saying like, yeah, he's at fault, but he's dead. It doesn't matter. He's like, I'm gonna go on it, so
I just mean in terms of like
I'm doing it.
His reputation.
So, believe me, he's dead. He don't care about his reputation.
His family does.
Well, yeah, his family fucked his family over, but he
definitely would if he was alive. I mean, that's what he worked for, right? Well, that's all you do is your legacy. That's what you want to leave behind, right?
He was confident in it. That's why he went on it.
Right.
So, but at the same time,
so yes,
this is just like fucking guy from Amazon going to space
and taking that guy.
They could have died. That shit could have exploded.
Hamish went with him. Hamish went with Bezos into space.
Balling. Okay, so look, they risk it. That's like parachute diving. All that shit is risky. So it just happened to happen that time.
Okay, so
you gotta
also, another reason why I think I would have gone. If somebody said, "Hey, I've got this ticket," he's gonna go and he made it, and this researcher's gonna go and he's been 30 times. And also, listen to me.
Everybody's paying $250 and you're free.
Yes. I swear to God, Will.
Ow, that would hurt. Because then it would be like. Yeah.
I swear to God, I think I would have wanted to take advantage and see the Titanic.
A lot of people thought it would be safe.
Listen to me. It had never happened before.
I know.
It's never happened before.
There's people that said they took that trip
30,000 times. How many?
3 dozen times.
Yes. How many? And it never happened before.
But that's what I'm saying.
Never happened before. How many waivers have you signed that have all that bullshit warning on it? And you're thinking to yourself, this is free. You're going. You made it. You're going. I gotta be safe.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
so
for them to be shitting on all these people for going, it's like...
What's going to happen? Same thing's going to happen when we start traveling into space. Eventually, it's just like a plane crash. You're going to have a fucking space crash. And then you're going to just have to fix it. And it's going to be a risk on doing that dangerous ass shit.
The problem is, though, he was warned very specifically about the lifetime of that carbon fiber. Right. And he
that's just laws, then. They didn't make the right laws for it.
Yeah.
So that's the government's fault then, because they should make it where you can't go if that's the proper.
He wasn't regulated. He went into international waters on purpose.
Oh, so you don't have to be regulated?
Yeah. He did it on purpose.
The Titanic.
Yeah.
It's not regulated?
No.
You want to see the Titanic? You sure?
Oh, no. That's why it's international waters.
Oh, that's why he could do it?
Yes. Yeah, because there wasn't a government to regulate it.
NATO.
And he was warned 1 million times. And he told everybody, listen, this is at your own risk. I'm not regulated because the regulations honestly are bullshit. He had his own speech and he sounded confident and he went and it had never happened before. Nobody had imploded yet.
That's what I'm saying. It can happen. Anything.
But he was warned about the carbon fiber and he was warned about the effects on carbon fiber on the pressurization and depressurization and pressurization and depressurization, whatever the technical terms are for that, when you're going up and going down that deep so many times. And he was supposed to have checked that carbon fiber, and there were ways without having to destroy the actual hole that was created, because the best way would have been to cut it in half and check the carbon fiber and see if there's any little holes. But he could have done an X-ray, which is also another, in engineering, a widely accepted way to check carbon fiber deficiencies or anomalies. And he obviously never did any of it. He didn't do any of the regulations to even try to see what was going on and if it was going to be safe again. He would do these tests, these sonar tests that were literally, if something had gone wrong, he would have had 2 seconds to fix it. These sonar tests are bullshit, because if something goes wrong, you're still fucking dead. You're not going to be able to make it back up to the surface by the time you're hearing it. So he really wasn't doing like full-on testing, because if he was going as deep as he needed to hear the actual pressurization, get punctured or whatever it is, he would be dead. He should have been getting a brand new hole every time, honestly, but he didn't have the money for that.
That's the problem too. We have to make shit so expensive. People want to skip the regulations and taxes and shit like that. So I think people need to look into that too, what government is doing anytime they start doing these regulations.
Oh my God.
Regulation is important, but don't make it so fucking hard.
What these private companies charge the government on bullshit, on lug nuts, for anything.
Right.
Anything government funded, they're jacking up those prices. It's crazy.
Yeah. But this is,
They've done a deep dive. Katie Porter and Ocasio-Cortez, Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez really grilled some of those private company
prices.
Construction and just over the prices of lug nuts, literally like, bolts and lug nuts and shit like that. Like, really, you're charging $50 a lug nut and you're charging just jacking up the prices, whatever.
Yeah. I feel like that's happening now with inflation. Just because people say it's inflation, people are like, I'm going to just jack up the price then. That's what they say. Everybody believes it.
What do I want this ticket to come out to?
I got to pay my bill, so I'm going to jack the price. Like, That's too crazy. Yeah. So
sad. I mean, I think that 19-year-old man, just like boy trying to impress his dad.
Yeah, like I said, that's a dangerous thing. I mean, going down in a sub, I guess, if it's like a known tourist thing. I'm telling you,
I would have gone. I know.
I wouldn't now. I would never. Never. Ever. I don't give a fuck how safe they say it is.
It's happened now.
I'm not dying in a submarine.
But you tell me like it's never happened before. I'm just like, what are the odds?
I'm not even doing skydiving. Like, people be like, oh, that's just a thrill. You're like, no, why? I got better thrill. I go to casino and lose like a lot of money.
I'll name you like 5 stories of someone who said it wasn't the thrill of their life when they fucking landed face down in the dirt and lost their face.
It's just not worth the thrill. I don't give a damn. Not that one. Not when it's life threatening right there, instant.
Risk reward, okay? Risk reward.
Yeah, this is.
I mean, honestly, if you just watch the videos of the Titanic, of the excursion, like James Cameron has a full documentary about the real Titanic underwater. Fucking watch that. It's just like looking through the little goddamn hole.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
No risk.
Yeah.
Just do that.
Yeah. And I guess they were saying one of the guys were obsessed with the Titanic and how it went down.
The Indian one. Yeah.
He dies with it.
So
in the wreckage.
Stockton Rush is.
Careful what you ask for.
Stockton Rush's wife is related to 2 of the people who died on the Titanic.
Oh wow.
Yeah, she's the great granddaughter of Isidore or something, and
maybe it's a curse. I don't know.
I mean, well, also, okay, here's just one more thing. A piece of it, when it imploded, hit the deck of the Titanic. So some people were kind of, just pissed off about every excursion down to the Titanic depletes the integrity of the actual ship. And so not only did he go down there, he hit it
Well, we've said this is my history too. Fuck your Titanic. When it's
you
all
can't
said
tell me
and
that
done,
didn't
you're
do
gonna see
damage.
dead motherfuckers down there. It's not. Who cares?
Well, do you know that you don't? I mean, they said that it's so. The bones are gone.
Yeah,
there's no
the
remains
shit.
left.
Right.
Yeah, you just see clothes.
I'm sure fish ate the shit too, right?
Well, it's really the temperature of the water and what it does to like the bone and the marrow and the pressure. Right. Yes, yeah, because it like liquefies it and then like literally they evaporate it over probably not such a long time is what they surmise. But the fact that you go down there and you see the shoes and like the jackets and that that's where they were is deep, is like dark. Okay, I'm done.
Yeah, that's crazy,
dude.
Anyway, to the next thing.
Lighter note.
Let's talk to the future, or it could be the past right here. There's a extraordinary discovery found on the moon of Saturn, and Bill Nye, the science guy, is gonna talk a little
Break
something.
It down.
Let's do what he has to say. It's still interesting. Oops, can't hear it.
You, sir, if we were to find evidence of life on another world, it would change this world.
How so?
Everybody would feel differently about being a living thing.
Yeah, expand on that, because I think you're absolutely right about that. I think the entire planet, our planet, would just be mesmerized if there were some images, or if we were to find some kind of sign of life on this moon.
Some Enceladosians of some sort.
Yeah.
There's a layer of ice, a shell of ice, and under that is this ocean, and it's kept liquid by the mutual gravity of Enceladus and Saturn squeezing it, and it keeps it warm enough to be liquid all these billions of years. And you cannot help but wonder these two questions we all ask. Where did we come from? How did life get started? Whose idea was this? I know people are very sure of some things, but fundamentally, scientifically, we don't know how life started. And then you wonder, if it started here, could it start somewhere else? Are we alone? And then the other deep question is, we have DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid. Oh, by the way, phosphorus is what makes it acidic.
Phosphorus is what they found.
It's very important to its function. So we have DNA. Does another form of life on another world have DNA?
I mean, it's interesting. I guess
we have Space Force now. Space Force.
That's pretty cool. I think that would be something.
So is the he's talking about the water under the icy crust is on Saturn, or it's on the moon next to Saturn?
Moon's on for Saturn. The moon's.
So how would that mean that there's life on Saturn, and if this water is hovering over
life
it?
on the moons of Saturn. So
yes, yeah.
Not on Saturn, but the moon.
So there might be life on the moons of Saturn.
Right. Wow. So just by saying that, it's just by
mermaids.
Yeah, right. But it just, I mean, that's the one thing would make things for sure that we wouldn't just plant it here. We'd be like, okay, if any kind of life could start somewhere else, it can start here too, or I don't know how they could look at it. But you did see the movie Prometheus, right? So you see how they kind of portrayed it like
they didn't make it look good.
Right? Yeah, they wanted. We were like nothing, but yeah. But that could be a scenario. Well, the future is always in the realm of things. We have androids. We have robots delivering your food now. I don't know. Have you seen them in LA yet?
I have.
Yes.
I've actually finally seen one.
Right. Okay. My sister showed me a video like, wow. And now another futuristic thing is lab chicken.
Oh, yeah.
Chicken made in the lab.
What are we going to do with all the chickens?
I know it's gonna be overpopulation.
Yeah.
Maybe just have good chicken. You have like.
Why can't we do meat? Like make actual good fake meat. Like cows are so much cuter.
They'll do that next.
And smarter.
Yeah, they said they're gonna do that.
And what we
next.
do to them is so horrible. I can't handle it. But occasionally I like a good, I don't know, meat. But I really don't eat a lot of meat.
Would you? Are you anxious to try it or what?
Yeah, fuck yeah, I'll try it.
I want to see if it tastes the same. If so, wow, we're fucking Jetsons.
They're really selling it like it does. Look, it better not be that Impossible Meat bullshit. I'm sorry, but both of them, like Beyond and Impossible suck, but Beyond is way worse. I'm just gonna throw it out there, my own personal opinion. Neither one of them are a replacement, but they're really selling this like it's identical.
I mean, I'm a futurist or whatever you call it, and I just see like all these things happening now. People thought of them a long time ago, and it's like stuff is happening slowly. Like in the Jetsons, which has everything they do now,
or the Simpsons. Like both of them have hypothesized a lot of things.
Right. But the futuristic of Jetsons. So you know how they had their food? Do you remember?
Yeah, it came out of like a robot. Didn't it come out of a robot?
No. They would give you like a fucking pill.
Oh yes.
They put it on your plate. You put it in the microwave, and it turned into a meal.
Okay, yeah.
So now we have lab-grown meat. It's kind of, it's not always correct, but it's similar to what they're.
It's not completely off base.
But come on. So we're not going to. So we should.
Wait, are we gonna watch her eat it? Can she eat it?
I think she's gonna eat it. She's gonna try it. Let's see.
She's like,
So they approved it. They're going to now have it in stores.
Okay, because I was like,
just like they have organic. I don't know what they're going to call it.
It looks like chicken.
It does.
Shit.
I mean, it is.
That is grown from animal cells. So if you imagine the meat that we have loved and eaten for 10
So they're just like taking a syringe
the
from
meat
a
that
chicken?
we cultivate is actually biologically the same, but it's made in a whole new way.
Weird. Oh my God. I wonder if you can tell. I want to do a taste test. We need to get some.
I know.
I'll be the first do like a closed-eyed taste test,
I'll try it.
Ultimately, the cells do what they do. They like to double, they like to grow, and then ultimately
close-eyed.
So after 7 to 14 days or a little longer, depending on what we're making, we harvest the cells.
Crazy.
And then we can make it into any meat product that you love. So it could be a chicken fillet.
I don't know. Maybe.
I'm not sold by the face. The face looks like bullshit. She also just had like a bite of vegetables there. I didn't even see any meat.
And the biggest market in the world, in a place that's one of the biggest meat producers in the world, and I think lends a lot of credibility towards what this is going to be in the future. So it'll be.
Oh my God, he looks like he hasn't had meat in like 5 years. Look at his face. Stop it.
Was the first country okay?
If he's selling it, I'm not sold. His energy is so low.
So now it'd be less animals dying.
Whether it's an electric car or it's ChatGPT, it feels strange, a little peculiar initially, but after a period of time, it becomes ubiquitous and boring.
I mean, I'm down, but I'm trying to figure out what could be wrong. They're raising it from the cells.
Yeah, what's gonna taste different? I don't know.
And then how do they raise it from the cells? I'm trying to think. Do they take a live animal, or can it be a dead animal?
Right. Do they just take like a syringe of cells, or do they just take like a scraping of the skin cell? They shave the bird, take like some of their, just like skin cells. What do you do here?
Because I could be like, once we get to the technology, I could start like a religion on don't kill anything. We just take the cells from it. We'll eat like that. We don't kill animals. Because, it's still kind of messed up if you're like, I see
Then we need to stop all mass production. And we need to really, we need to start, deer, we need to start really working on their population control. So what do we do? Like, we'd have to neuter those kind of animals like we do.
We're farming them, so they're already dying.
If we're not going to eat them. No. My point is, if we're not going to eat them.
They'll probably die. Because we don't need them. So they're in the wild. The ones in the wild we kill. The only reason there are a whole bunch of cows is because we farm them.
Yes. Yeah, so we'd have to stop that, is my point.
Yeah. So
and then there might be some sort of overpopulation?
Yes. I doubt it because because we farm
and
them.
continued reproduction of these animals that we're probably gonna have to curb at some point. And how do we do that?
To get the sales, they'll just have a small farm and just keep using the same animals, maybe. You know, and just, if they don't have to kill them, they just get the sales from them. They don't have to kill them; they just die naturally.
None of these farmers that are making money from this mass production or investors are gonna get behind that bullshit either. So you're gonna have to kill them.
Shit, no, they gonna give you if they smart. If they smart, they get behind it. Shit, I would. I mean, like, you just gotta make sure you got the money.
People don't like change. They don't like change, and they've got their. Oh my god, it's awful. It's just horrid. If people actually were able to go on site and see what they do to these animals, they wouldn't do it. They wouldn't. There's no fucking way that they would continue to look the other way once they've seen it. That should be their punishment. If you want to eat a burger, you must visit this plant.
I would totally eat a burger after that. Like
I bet
people
you
say
wouldn't.
that. People say, "Oh, watch this. How they made chicken McNuggets." I watched all that shit. I'm like, it makes me want it more.
I'm placing my bets.
It's like the people
I'm placing my bets. I'm saying
it makes
you
me want it
wouldn't.
more. People that like stuff, they if you do stuff like that, they want it more. It's like they were showing the McDonald's thing, showing them how the nuggets are made. I don't know if you've seen that.
What if you give them an option, this way, or we switch to this way?
Well, yeah. You're just saying after, but that's what I'm saying. In the future, we'll be so far removed from that, then it'll start looking crazy. But right now, we're still kind of.
I mean, that future I think is too far. It needs to be sooner.
But definitely aliens that's way past this. They'll probably be doing this already, and we'll be like cavemen still farming animals because they could just.
Will
make
they be
it
living here with us, the aliens?
If they want, I'm just saying.
Do you think there are aliens living here with us in disguise?
It's possible. If so,
I don't think any of them are famous.
They could be. There's
I don't think they're like
there's some
running
movies
the
on
country.
that too, but they could just be faking it. I don't know.
What if you land here on accident, right? Like they found, right, quote unquote, a bunch of spacecrafts, no bodies, right? Very few bodies. Where are they?
I don't think
they get picked up by a friend. They sent like a satellite,
Yeah.
Scooped up. Come scoop me. I crashed. I'm on Earth. I'm fucked. Come get me now.
I think they can't. I don't know. If, I watched Star Trek and they had the one where they went to. We were traveling through space. There was like an ancient civilization somewhere, and we couldn't let them see us because it was just.
It's like Back to the Future. Like you can't see your young self.
Yeah. So I think they would treat it like that. At the same time, they would know if they came in contact with us, and it was like the fucking. People from people coming to North America.
They kill us. Viruses from vice versa. Both.
But that's why I think when we get these viruses, maybe they're planting it here to get them prepared so we can able to be some of the same DNA.
I hope so.
I don't know. But that would be a theory. But
I
don't know how they would do it.
That was why COVID.
Don't know how to do it, but at the same time, a caveman could look at the shit we do and be like, "That's fucking magic." So it could be some shit they are around and we just can't see it. But damn, that's impressive. So,
right. They're moving so fast, we just don't even see it. Doesn't
and hopefully
register.
they're like, we don't want to.
What about that one that I sent you? The lighting up in the sky. Do you think that's just bullshit?
It looks like a strobe light to me.
You think so? It got bigger and smaller.
I see that. That's how the movie. I see that at the movie lights all the time. Do that? It looks like the same.
I know. How convenient that it was like a cloudy night.
Right. It looked exactly like that. So
God damn it.
I don't know. We could just be here and that's it. I don't know. It's interesting.
Is that possible? With what we know about the universe, is that really fucking possible? How big it is?
Are we just so far away though? Why are we so far away from somebody else?
Because everything's so far away.
True. And nobody's technology has got good enough.
And we're just the one little rock that happened to land in the right place in our solar system, right?
That's what I'm saying. The only way to find out, we have to be half robots. And we could travel far as fuck.
Oh my God, go through black holes. Like, what the fuck is inside a black hole? Or on the other side of a black hole, right? Or like, I mean...
who knows? Death, maybe.
I can't have a podcast without talking about aliens. We're not even supposed to be. This isn't on the docket, but we're here.
They're here.
I can't
do
it.
I mean, there's a big population that believes they're out there. Maybe we should have. I'll believe when I see it. I believe the odds are there's some life forms out there. We just so far we haven't came in contact with them.
Right.
And their technology is not advanced to reach us because they haven't came to the same conclusion we should come to, which would be totally robots to travel to them. I mean, you have to be. It's going to take some time, but if you look at the science, we're going that route.
You think that our flesh and bone can handle like electricity or not electricity because obviously it can, like a metal?
I see people walking around all the time with metal legs.
Yeah, you're right. That's the stupidest thing.
My grandmother has a pacemaker.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
All these things. I think it's the fucking breathing mechanism and shit like that. They haven't went into the science of that, but I'm sure there's a way.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, some mechanical way
or just make a robot. If they make a robot
God.
somehow, and you can, I think it's possible, but it's it's going to take a long ass time to get there.
You just totally, I don't know why I've never fucking come to this conclusion before, but I just thought of like is it a windpipe? Sorry, or a bagpipe? You know those things like open and close? Just one of those, like some sort of mechanism for your lungs that just does that, just works for your lungs when you're underwater and they want to give out, right? You become a robot and you can just keep them pumping so that by the time you surface, no matter how long you're under there, just those mechanical things that would make us less destructible like we are. We're so vulnerable.
Or basically just keep our brain alive without regular body parts. So we have our brain.
Oh God.
Or we have it, and everything else over here is robotic. Then we're good. Because the breathing, we don't need the breathing part.
Well, I think our brain's going to be a huge part of it in terms of like technology, in terms of making,
the problems. We're going to have the problems trying to get in the brain. Like, I mean.
Oh, for sure. There's going to be a lot of dead people. I'm not signing up for those fucking trials.
The neural link, I guess, from Elon Musk got approved for something.
Yeah.
Recently, I forgot, but he's like starting that whole process. And he has the vision on it. Like a lot of people.
He's next. I'll get you in a few years. Holy shit! But once again, like it's never happened before. Like things can always.
It's never going to stop. People are going to keep. For some reason, it seems like people are going to keep going that direction. So it's like we're going to stop. We're just going to. No more new stuff. We're just gonna stop here. It don't work like that.
Right. There's always gonna be advancements.
And it seems like whatever we're thinking about, like shit like that. We're trying to go to the moon and the stars. How are we gonna do it?
Right.
Gotta figure it out. And that's the only reason why I can see it's
we
possible.
put like a 30-year halt on it too. After like a few people died, and a few teachers got blown up in space, and we were in the 70s, and we were like. Like we really did. We put like such a halt on it. And we just really started doing this exploration again with SpaceX and NASA and the competition that it started to really kind of like create this rivalry of, but we like after the like late 70s, I feel like we just sort of stopped. We had a few bad apples, a few bad situations.
A lot of people were against it, like the people too. Like saying American people was like, we need to take care of shit here first.
Right.
So a lot of people are hesitant. Like, we're gonna put all this money to go into space where you can't take.
Yeah, but like, look what we did. Did we really take care of shit here?
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But that's
we fucked it up way worse. Maybe we should have put our energies into something fucking else and stop fucking shit up here. God.
Yeah, so it's just like a lot of the people that are trying to eat at the bottom of the Maslow hierarchy of needs are not thinking about fucking space. You know what I mean? Like if I'm hungry and shit, like
I get that.
I probably wouldn't think of it like that, but it's gonna happen. I think regardless.
I don't think we're necessarily taking care of those people right now. Or when we weren't going to space is my point.
It's
so
complicated.
It's like, you're like, I'm on the board and it's complicated.
I'm sure. Like it's hard to be like. Please everybody and still go to space. But now you got just billionaires doing it because they got the money.
So it's like, speaking of billionaires, we can finally get to that.
They'll tax them like that, I guess.
Yeah, dude.
Do the research, but.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, that's
This is a good transition for the billionaires, wasting people's time and doing stupid shit, like fighting each other in an octagon in Vegas.
Well, it's better than dying in the submarine. Shit. I don't know. I don't know what if I was a billionaire. Yeah, was that the thrill I need? I don't know.
Going to space.
Going to space and deep sea, either one. Like I don't know which one. I don't think I would want to do either.
I want to definitely travel the world first, but
I'll
maybe
wait till I'm like
done
80,
that.
maybe. If I'm 80,
Right.
if
Well, they all are.
I'll die anyway. No, they were young
They're
looking.
in their 70s.
You sure? Look, they were pretty young.
The Indian one was like late 50s or mid 50s, maybe. I don't think that he was that old. But the Hamish was in his 76 or something like that. He doesn't look that old.
Right.
But also, I think he uses younger pictures all the time. So I think people were like,
I mean, 80, 90, like almost gonna die, like really close.
yeah,
And
like I
60 is
can
still
barely
good.
even get on the tank. You know, like you're gonna have to wheel my ass in. I've got it on
I guess
it.
you gotta survive it and shit. But yeah, that shit's risky business.
Dude,
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, though, I would have gone. I would have felt more safe in a submarine. And this is all me understanding how stupid, 100% just how, like, ignorant I would have been. But I would have felt so much more safe in a submarine than a rocket ship. And both sound exciting, but I would have, and I would not have been. That's not the reality, but I would have felt so much more safe just underwater, not understanding the pressure and the amount of pressure that is weighing on you when you're that deep.
And what can happen?
Yes, and the risk that's
like it's an example,
that's over me.
like when we went on the little lake cruise in San Diego and the
I
boat
didn't
went
go.
out on
I
us.
wasn't there, but yeah.
Oh yeah, you didn't.
Yeah.
But it's like that.
Yeah.
The boat went out. We just stuck
Right.
out there. It's
Yeah.
not the middle of fucking space or underneath the sea.
Right.
But machines go out. It just happens. So yeah.
And that thing, I mean, was so jerry-rigged. There was nothing about it that said, like, we got this. You know?
Right.
Even his contracts. But I'm telling you right now, just like I said, everything in life that you sign, there's a waiver. I work in fitness, and do you have any idea? Like, so much shit's on those
Your
waivers.
fault. Yeah.
Yes.
You choose to die, you die.
I've been signing waivers my entire life. Do I read all of it? No.
Right.
Fuck no.
Right.
I would have weighed the situation and gone, you're the one who created this company. You're definitely not going to try to kill yourself. Like, you want this to succeed. You've got a lot invested. It's never happened before. These people are paying this amount of money. There's no way it's going to happen. And it's just so terrifying to think that this thing was operating that way. And luring people in. He was literally like luring people in.
250,000 a pop. I would lure people in too. Shit.
Dude.
Yes, that's a lot of fucking money, dude, for a trip. Like,
Offering bargain bin prices at the last minute
why
just to
you
try to
off-
get people
why
to do
you
it, risking
offering-
their lives.
Why does it cost so much? Because it's like going to space is dangerous as hell. You may die and they're gonna sue you for the whole business. So you know it's.
Well, he
it's
said that
dangerous
the gas alone costs about $1 million to go
Really?
down there and get back up. He in one of the interviews.
Okay.
Yeah, said that. He's like, the gas alone for a trip is about $1 million.
Damn, they don't got no fucking
Well,
Tesla.
yeah, dude.
They need a
Didn't he
Tesla
just drop
submarine.
it? What gas? He can't even come back up unless, I don't even know what the mechanism is for them to get back up, right? Because everyone was saying there's no machine that can bring them
I
back
would
up.
think it floats up if you just.
You're supposed to drop weights, but I guess maybe it is the gas to get back up, because literally you just float down.
Mm-hmm.
You literally get dropped in, and you just hope you land in the right place.
Right.
He's got that little like remote control that'll kind of move him around, but he has to tell the top like where to. I don't know. Honestly, I have no idea how it works. I'm acting like I do.
Yeah, you know, but it's cool. I thought the horrible death. I was like, the long period of 2 days that bothered me. I was like, oh, okay, they didn't. It wasn't a bad, you know.
I weighed that, and I was like, I don't know. I feel like I would still want the longer period of time because you're holding on to hope.
No.
I know, knowing it would be the wrong
they could have
decision.
found them if they actually was
Right.
Maybe they would have found them.
But if you're putting me in that moment, and they're like, choose death now or in 3 days, I'd be like,
of course, you
maybe
wait.
they could find us.
Of course.
You know, but no. But what if the choice is like, no, you're gonna die in 3 days? I'd be like, okay.
Nobody's gonna find you ever.
Yeah,
you're gonna suffocate to death right now, and you're gonna die. And you got to think about all the shit you had to do. like you had a whole life ahead of yourself, but you went on this stupid ass trip.
God.
You know, like,
and you took your son, you know? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oof.
Sad shit.
So sad for the people who are left behind, too.
Yeah, well, that's, man.
Yeah, but we were just talking about billionaires.
We're fragile people.
Yeah. We transition to the fight, the Zuckerberg and
we didn't get to that yet. You're
Musk
right.
fight.
Okay. Yeah. So going to... what are you thinking about?
Oh my God.
This?
Stop it. Wait. This is he's 5'7". Yo, I think Musk is lying.
Elon Musk versus Mark Zuckerberg. They're planning to duke it out. I doubt it. If so, it'll be the biggest selling fight of all time because everybody will want to see this shit. Good night.
Wait, what does he weigh? Is that his weight? 152?
IQ.
Oh.
Hilarious. They put the IQ on there.
I mean, you know, it is. They do say that, you know, your intelligence is going to help you when you're assessing a fight.
That close, huh?
But look how short look at the height differential.
Yeah.
And the weight. He's 154.
51 years old, so you're a little out of shape.
154?
Oh, wait, yeah.
That's so tiny.
Yeah, 187 is kind of tiny, too. I mean, I guess, it's my height, but he's
lying.
He's fat.
They both
he's
lying.
A little shorter.
They both lying.
Yeah.
No way. On their best day.
That would be funny if they do this, man. I would, who would you put your money on?
Zuckerberg, I think he is a jiu-jitsu fighter, and he's pretty good.
I think Elon Musk just tackle his ass.
No, he has no fighting experience and no fitness level. None. He's basically just saying,
it seems like Elon Musk
can
like getting beat up for some reason.
I know, right?
I feel like he'll like the pain.
Totally into dominatrix.
Like,
he's totally a sub. He's totally a sub. Yeah, dude. He just like wants to get his ass kicked.
But then again, Mark Zuckerberg for taking jitsu is probably weak as hell. Like,
no. He's apparently really good. He just did a tournament, and it was publicized, and he placed in the tournament, really? Like a real official tournament, like a real official tournament, in a different country, I think. I don't know if it was Brazil, but he did. He was like proving himself. He recently was just in a tournament.
I whipped Mark Zuckerberg's ass.
No
training whatsoever.
10 inches on him.
I'm way the same as Elon Musk, and I'm 45. I will whip the shit out of this.
Okay, new match. New match. So winner has to fight random citizen. Oh my God. Who do you think? Who do you put your money on?
Elon Musk.
You do? Okay.
Oh my God. Weight.
This is one I will bet on.
Because I don't think they really can fight regardless. So the guy with
it's all about weight and
just tackle him, put him in a headlock. He can't get out of it.
Bro, no way. No way. No way. I definitely think that Zuckerberg would. You know what? I don't know. Maybe it'll come to a draw.
Strength,
if anything, maybe it'll come to a. There's no. That doesn't exist.
Yes, it does. Shit.
That's a
bullshit. No, it's not.
Old strength.
Old strength is real.
Oh my God, we need to have that as a poll. Is old strength?
Old strength. It's there. The old man strength, man. You get that old man. Put that grip on you, boy. Mm-hmm. Like, what the fuck?
It's not a thing.
Shit.
I disagree. There's no way.
The stamina's not there, but the strength is there.
Oh my God. Old strength. Bullshit.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think that's it. We all got to talk about today. Was that
yeah, I think this is like a good length of time.
Shit. Okay, yeah.
People.
So we are going to be out. We'll see you next week. Thank you guys for coming out and supporting us.
Yes.
Hey.
And we're going to do a live soon.
Yes, sir.